generate great income by selling books on Amazon, in this video I'm going to show you which kind of books you should create, how to effectively market them to reach potential buyers, and finally I will walk you through how to upload them on Amazon step by step. So let's get started. Beginning with how to find the best type of books to sell on Amazon, we'll first explore what's currently popular in the market. To do this, we have to research which books are selling well. You don't want to invest your time creating a book that it won't sell. It's better to research what is already working and get inspired to create our own. And for this, we have to look for niches where people is already making money, but where the competition is low, so we can stand out more easily. There are many tools that you can use for this, but I use a tool called KDSpy. If you're interested in perfecting this process and boost your sales, you can check out my video on KDSpy tutorial, link in the description. There I explain how to find niches that actually sell. Plus you can get a 65% discount with my special link. To search for the book idea that we want to create, first of all, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna type on storybook. And I'm just gonna go for the first option, storybook for kids. Over here, I will start to see what is working well for other sellers. So as we can see over here, we have 5-minute stories. We also have Disney stories. Over here, we have Bible bedtime stories. This is also a different keyword that we could use. We have again bedtime stories. So taking these keywords, I'm just gonna go and try it out. If I can see a result that it works better for me than 30,000. This is a lot of competition, so that's why I'm gonna go and look for something that has less competition. I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna search for bedtime stories for kids. We already have this one. Stories for baby, bedtime storybook. It also works. So I'm just gonna go and see what it has over here. So over here we have 50,000. It's even more. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna make a combination of the two keywords that I seen before. So as you can see, if I make 5 minutes bedtime stories for kids, it appears this keyword. So I'm just gonna go and see how that one is. And there we go, we already have a better keyword than the last two. Over here, we only have 982 results, which makes it more easy for us to stand out under this keyword. The next thing that I also like to do is just check the books that are under this keyword. So I'm just gonna go and open this one, for example. And now over here, I'm just gonna go and open my KDSpy and I can see how this book is performing. So as we can see, the monthly estimated revenue for only one book is 7,000. We can see also this book that is also under that category, and I'm also going to open my sales data on my KDSpy. And we can see that this book is making $22,000, which is very good for us because it actually means that it's selling. Once I'm done with my research and I already found a good category to create my book, it's time to make the story for this book. And when it comes to create storybooks for children, it's a good idea to focus on stories with educational or life lessons, as these tend to appeal more to the parents of the children to buy your book. And to generate these stories, you can go and use ChatGPT. So I'm just gonna go and use this prompt. Create a children's story with a life lesson. But you can also make it with educational value. So I'm just gonna go and let it write it. So over here, ChatGPT already generate my story. This is a prompt that I use, but if you have something more specific in mind, like the amount of words that you want for your story or specific characters, you can also go and mention it to ChatGPT so it can get even more specific for the creation of your story. So once we have our story ready, it's time to design the illustrations for it. But first, because we're creating this book for Amazon KDP, we have to make sure that the measurements of our book are the correct ones for Amazon KDP. And to do this, you can come to this page, and over here, it will show you the exact measurements that you can use. So I'm just gonna go and scroll down till we go to the section of bleed. Over here, you can go and decide if you want your book with bleed or without bleed. No bleed only means that you will leave this space in the edges, and with bleed, it means that we don't move anything. So you can go and click in this arrow, and over here we have the two measurements. So I'm going to be creating my book without bleed. We can go back to our example of book and we can take a look of the sizing of this competitor. So I'm just going to go and take a look. So it's 6 times 8. So I can just go and use this one, 6 times 9, which is very similar to that one. So I'm just going to go and use this one. And once I already chose the dimensions for my book, I can start with the creation of my illustrations. And to create the illustrations for my book, I'm going to be using this tool that it's called InksMind. And if you don't have an account, you can create one completely for free in the link in my description. And once we are in the InksMind homepage, I'm going to go to the section of AI Image Generator. And I'm going to click over it. This section is an AI image generator that it will help us to generate each of our illustrations for our storybook. And we're gonna do this by first creating our characters, and then we can use these same images to create the rest of the storybook with this AI, which is very useful. But first, we're gonna set our measurements. So 6 times 9, and we can see that in centimeters is this measurement. So I'm just gonna use this one. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna click in resize. Over here, I'm just gonna go and change it to centimeters, and I'm just gonna go and follow these measurements over here. So 15.24 times 2286, and I'm gonna add them over here. And then we already have the perfect measurement for our Amazon KDP requirements, and we can start the creation of our characters. To do this, you can ask ChatGPT for a description of your main characters. Otherwise, if you already have in mind how you want your characters to look, you can just go and add the prompt yourself. So I'm just gonna go and use this prompt. Make a physical description of the main characters. And I'm just gonna let ChatGPT generate it for me. So once you already have the description for each of your characters, you can go and add it into InksMind. What I really like about this tool is that we have these many options to generate our storybook. So you can even use the Ghibli style, the sketch, the comic, the graffiti. One that I really like is the 3D one and the anime one. So you can try between all of these options to generate your storybook. So I'm just gonna use my own prompt to generate my character, but you can go ahead and use one of ChatGPT, and I'm going to be selecting the 3D style. And over here, if you have already an idea of what you want to create, and you can upload an image of the reference that you want to use, and you can just go and click on redraw. You can use a Canny, which is to extract the image and canny the edges. This AI can also identify the pose, or you can even transfer to line art. You can also go and create an image based on a draft that you already have, or you can also extract the image depth of the map. Over here, you can also go and choose the aspect ratio for your image, so you can choose between all these options. So I'm just gonna keep it on one by one to see what I get, and I can click in start, and now it's gonna generate my image. And once you already have your first character, you can go and create the rest of your characters. And to do this, you're just going to click in Canva, and I'm going to go and add more to generate the rest of my characters. But what I really like about this tool is that we can go and generate more options of our same character. And this is very useful when it comes to generate our storybook, because sometimes it's very difficult to find a tool that helps us to have the same style of our main character, but in different setups. So what I'm gonna do now is just go click in the 3 dots, and I can go and click in InksMind AI, and I can click in AI image generator. And over here, as you can see, it already added as an image of reference. And I can go and just add the next prompt. So let's say that I want the same character crying. I'm just gonna go and add over here, create a crying girl. I'm just gonna go to my next Canva, and I can go and create it. And as you can see, now it generates the same character that I have over here, but now it adds the tears to my character and the sad face. So I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna make exactly the same. I'm just gonna go and adjust the image to the size of my book. Another thing that you can do with this amazing tool is, first of all, we can go and make a cutout. And to do this, we're just gonna click over here, and it's gonna remove the background of my image with one click, as you can see now. So once it already deleted the background of my image, what I can do is just go to the section of AI background, And over here, we have a lot of options to generate our background for our image. So we can go back to our story, and over here we can generate the sketch of our first page in the story. Over here it says that it was at night, so what I can do is just go and add one of these backgrounds that it looks that it's a night. So I think this one will fit perfect for my story. So now it's generating the background of my character. So as we can see, we can get all of these options, and I think that this one looks very cute. So we can go click over it, and it's gonna add it into our storybook. So there we have our first background created with AI. And even if we want to play around with this background, we can go and make a copy over here, and I can choose a different background. We have all of these ones. We have indoor, so if we want to make a sketch or in a classroom, it works very well to generate our storybooks as well. So I can go and just add the one where it's with flowers. This one, it looks very nice, so I can go and click to generate. And as you can see, it gives us 4 options of our background. So I think this one looks very cute, and I can go and add it into my storybook. Otherwise, if you don't want to use AI, what you can also do is just go ahead and choose one of the backgrounds that we have on IntMind. You can go and even choose a color if you want. You can click over here and you can make a customized color. You can just go and select the one that you like, or you can even add some textures, even like a home interior or even like in nature. It also looks very nice. Let's say I want to add this forest, I can just click over it, or you can go and choose between all of these options, which I found great to generate our storybook. We have a lot of backgrounds to choose from. We even have public places, city, bedrooms, sky, and sports, and school, even kitchen, which is a lot of options for us to add in our storybook. And now you can go and create each of your characters and add a background to it, and repeating this process till you finish your storybook. And once we are done with the illustrations, we can go and even add the text of our storybook. And to do this, I'm just gonna go to the section of text, and over here you can even go and add headings. So I can click over here, I can just click and see all, and I can add the one that I like the most. So I think handwrite would look very good for my storybook because I feel that it's more kids friendly. So I can just copy the first section of my storybook and then just paste it over here, and I can adjust it till it fits perfectly on my storybook. And over there, we already have our first page. What you can do is just go and add some elements. So let's say that my character is talking something. So I can go and add this shape and then just add the text of my character. And you repeat this process till you're finished your storybook. And now to download our storybook, what we have to do is just click in download, and over here you have to choose the format that you want for your storybook. So you can keep it on one of these two, and then you can choose the quality, and then you can click in download. You can start using IntMind with their free version, but using the watermarks on your creations. Another option is getting your paid plan. And for Black Friday options, they have special deals. You can get 1 month only for $6, 4 months for $14.99, or a 40% off on the yearly deal. Once I finish the interior of my storybook, we can move on and create the cover of our storybook. And to do this, we will need the template for our cover. And to create our cover for our storybook, the first thing that we have to do is just go to this page. I will leave the link in the description so you can also get your template, and it's completely for free. So we open this page, so we're just gonna go and select the options that fit to our storybook. So for the binding type, I'm gonna make paperback. Then for the interior type, I'm just gonna make it standard color. For the paper type, I'm just gonna keep it on white paper. For the reading direction, I'm just gonna make it left to right. For my units, I'm gonna keep it on inches because even though we make it on centimeters, we have also the measurements on inches. So they are exactly the same. And we're gonna go and select the interior trim trim size, which we make 6 times 9. So the same one as you choose, we're just gonna go and select it over here. And we can go and add the number of pages that we create our storybook. So in this case, I make 70, so you can go and just add the number of it. And I can go and click in calculate dimensions. Now as you can see, it gives us the template for our cover. So we have in the right side the cover and in the left side the back page. And the measurements for our full cover are gonna be these ones. So I'm just gonna click in download template. So once I already download my template, I'm gonna come back to my InksMind homepage, and over here I'm just gonna click in select image. Over here I'm just gonna go and select my template, and I'm gonna click in open. Now it already opened my cover. What we have to do next is just go and create the cover and the back page of our storybook. And to do this, I'm gonna use again my AI. So I'm just gonna go to the section of AI tools, and I'm gonna click in AI image generator. And over here, I'm just gonna go and create some images that I can add into my cover. So I'm just gonna use my same prompt, but you can use your own one to generate your cover book. And over here, I have my character that I can go and add into my cover book. So once I already have the character over here, so you can go ahead and keep creating more elements to add into your cover. Otherwise, you can just go and use the stickers or the elements from InksMind. So I'm just gonna go and start to add some elements to generate the cover of my book. So I really like this shape, so I'm just gonna click over it and I can add it into my design, and I can go and add the title of my book over here. So I can go and adjust it till the shape I want, and I can go and make it bigger, and then we can go and add the text of it. I'm just gonna go and see which one I like more. So maybe like this one, fairy tales, looks good. And I can go and make it smaller and then make it over here. And I can even go and change the color of this because I want it to be black. And then this one, I can make it red so it stands out like the dress. So if I want to pick the color for my character, I can go and just choose this one and maybe make it more shiny. So something like that. And I'm just gonna go and grab the title, Maya and the Lost Star. So I'm just gonna go double click and then just add it over here, and then I can add it into my title section. And like that, it looks good. Or even you can go and just add one of the templates that they have over here, which are very good ones as well. But I'm just gonna keep it like this. Now for the back page, what I would recommend you to add, it's a description of your book and for who it is. So in this way, parents can read it and then they can know if your book is for their kids or not really. So you can go and just make a very simple design over here. You can even add more elements from your story. So I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna duplicate this one. I'm just gonna rotate it and then I can add it over here. So something like this, it could work very well. And then I can choose the same colors as my titles. I can just go and add this one and this one. So the template is for us to follow, that we don't go inside of the borders of it. So I'm just gonna go make the design in the front of it, and then I can go and delete it afterwards. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it so I don't go inside of these borders. So I can just go and add the description of my book over here. I can make it smaller so it fits better on this section that I want it to be. And I can even go and change the font of this one because I don't feel that it's very easy to read. So I'm just gonna go and change it to this one. It looks better, so I think I can leave it like this. So in this way, it stands out better. And over here, we can even make a combination of letters. So I can just go make this one and then duplicate, and I can go put it down, put it on here, and then just use another type of font for here. So we can even use the same one as that we use here, or just a nice combination that you would like to use. It's very easy to customize everything over here. And I can even go and add some more shapes so it looks better. So something like this over here, and even another one on here so it fits better. We can even change the color of these ones. Or maybe I would say I will make it yellow because we have a star. Then we click change all, and I think that like this it already looks very nice. So once I already like my cover, I can go and just delete the background, and I can change the color of the background if you want to. So like a light pink so it stands out better. So once I already have my cover page, I'm gonna do exactly the same, and then I choose the format and I can click in download. And once you have both the cover book and the inside of your storybook, we can move on into Amazon KDP and upload this is Storybook. And if you don't have an account yet, you can create one completely for free. So once I'm over here, I'm just gonna click in Create Paperback. Once on this section over here, first of all, we have to go and select our language. So if you want to change it, you can click in this arrow and choose the one that you want to use, but I'm just gonna keep it on English. Then we can move on and add our book title. And for this, I'm just gonna go and use the keyword that we found. So I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna paste it over here. Then we can move on into add our subtitle. And for this, you can go and choose another keyword that describes better for who is this book. So I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna delete this and I will see what else Amazon tell me. So we have bedtime stories for kids between ages. And then over here, if you have a specific age for your book, you can go and use this one. So I would say that my story is between 4 and 8. So I can go and just copy this and then I can go and paste it as my subtitle. I'm just gonna go and change this one. And now for the series, this is optional, so I'm not gonna add it. And the same is for the edition number. Now, moving into my author, over here I'm just gonna leave my name, Mariana Montoya. But you can also go and create a pen name in case that you don't want to use your real name. For the contributors, I'm also not gonna add because it's optional. Moving into our description, we have to go and check what our competitors are doing. So as we can see, this is a description for the book that we checked earlier. So as we can see, it's a very detailed description. And if you don't know how to make a description, you can use the help of ChatGPT. And I'm going to be using this prompt. Create a description for my book, and then over here we can add our book using the AIDA format. So I'm just going to go and grab again my keyword. I'm going to copy and then I will paste it over here. An AIDA format stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. So this is a very used format for marketing and sales. So I'm just gonna go and I can copy one by one each of the text box and I can paste it over my description. Then keep pasting it. Once we already have our description, we can move on into the publishing rights. For this, I just click on this option. I own the copyright and I hold the necessary publishing rights. And for my primary audience, you just have to go and reply these questions. So for my case is no. Then for your primary market, you can choose the one that it fits in your country. So I'm just going to keep it on Amazon.com. And moving into our categories, I'm just going to click in choose category. Over here, I'm just gonna go and select children's book and I'm just gonna select fairy tales, folk, and myths. And I'm just gonna keep it in general and I'm gonna click in save category. Then we have one of the most important sections on Amazon KDP, that is the keyword section. This is very important because based on these keywords, your book can perform better, which means that you will have more sales. So to do this, I use two strategies. If you don't have KD Spy, what you can do is just go back to Amazon and start playing with the keyword. So we can go and choose this one, for example, 5-minute stories for kids, and then I'm just gonna go and paste it over here so I already have my first keyword. Otherwise, I can go and delete this part and then just see what keeps appearing. Bedtime stories for kids, age between 4 and 8. So this is also another keyword. And over here we can see if we make space, it appears more options. So we have bedtime stories for kids, age between 4 and 8 for girls. So that's also a good one. So I'm just gonna go and copy this and I can paste it as my next keyword. But my second strategy, and the one that I use the most, is by using my KD Spy. So I just open my KD Spy, and over here, I'm just gonna go to the section of keywords. On here, I can go and paste my keyword, and I can click in search. Once I already paste my keyword, I can go to the section of books, and over here, I'm just gonna click in pull results A to C. And the good thing with KD Spy is that we have the traffic light of competition. So of course the green ones are the best ones. So you can use those ones and you don't have to search one by one each of the keywords. And if you want, you can go and click in export. So you can get it in a file and it's easy to copy them and then just paste them in your keyword section. Once you finish all of your keywords, we can move on into the publication date. For this, I just keep publication date and release date are the same. And for the release date, I just put release my book for sale now. And I can click in save and continue. Now over here you have to go and add your ISBN, which is completely for free. So you're just gonna click in assign ISBN. Over here in the printing options, because it's a storybook, I will keep it with standard color interior with white paper. And for the trim size, it's already in 6 times 9 inches, which is the one that we create. Otherwise you can click and select a different size and then you just select the one that you create. We make it without bleed, so I'm just gonna put no bleed. So I'm just gonna keep it on glossy because I feel that it shines a bit more. And in this section we can go and upload our manuscript. Over here you're just gonna click in upload and you just select your manuscript, and the same go for the book cover. Moving on into the AI generate content, over here for the section of text, I select the entire work with minimal or no editing, and I put ChatGPT because it's the one that we use. And then for images, I put many AI generated images with minimal or no changes. And for the tool, I just use InksMind. And for the translations, we did none, so I just keep it on none. And then we have the book preview. So I can go and see all the parts together of my book and see a preview of it. So I'm just gonna click in launch preview. And now we can see all the parts together of my storybook. We can see my cover book that I create on InksMind and my back page. Over here we can see that Amazon is gonna add our barcode, and if you don't have any mistakes marked on this section, it means that you're ready to go. And we can check the inside of my storybook. And as you can see, it fits perfect. We have our text and our character look amazing. And over here we have the other pages of my book. And as we can see, everything is correctly set up. So I'm just gonna click in approve. Once I already approve my book, it's gonna show me my printing cost, which is $2.94. So I'm just gonna click in continue. For the territories, I'm just gonna keep it in all territories. For the primary marketplace, you can go and change it, but I'm just gonna keep it on Amazon.com. And then over here, we can go and select the price for our storybook. So to select the price of your book, you can go and check Katie's Pie and then just follow the average price. Otherwise, you can make it under your price strategy. So you can make it lower than the average. And once you start to get some reviews, you can go and increase it. So I can go and make it $8. And as you can see, my royalty is gonna be $1.86. And you can even click it expanded distribution. It can take up to 72 hours for your book to be available for purchase on Amazon. And if you want to request the proof of your book, you can get it by paying only the printing expenses, but you can just click over here to get it. And now congratulations, you have uploaded your first book in Amazon KDP. So that's one way to start making money with digital products. If you want to learn how to create storybooks for Amazon KDP and earn great income, you can check out my video, link in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you in another video. Have a great day.